Happy Thursday, Striver. I hope you're experiencing great progress, momentum, mindfulness, joy, connection, giving, service this week. And if you're not, well, heck, good job working on your personal development today anyway. I welcome you into Growth Day. I'm Brendan Burchard, the founder of the software for you, and I am thrilled to talk about today's topic because I believe this is the critical question of the last 2 years. Have you gotten discouraged? You know, when I ask that question, I already know the answer, of course, because so many of you have asked, what do you do when you're discouraged? What do you do when you're down? What do you do when you're frustrated? What do you do when you're hurt? What do you do when it's just not working out well? What do you do when you fail? These questions all really come back to the feeling of discouragement. You know, I'm bummed that things aren't going the way I thought they would. I feel sad. I feel down. I'm frustrated. I'm not sure what to do. And I'm not even sure if I want to try. Those are the statements to know when you're in discouragement. The things we say to ourselves when we're bummed out, hurt. We're not encouraged anymore to try, to focus, to push, to be motivated. We're discouraged, down, bummed. And I want to let you know, first and foremost, over any person's given year, month, week, everyone feels that at some point, senses that. It's just like self-doubt. It's a signal. It's a signal to pay attention. All emotions are signals to learn. And discouragement is a particular kind that really doesn't motivate us to do anything, let alone learn. So I think we should talk about this. I have 4 thoughts on discouragement for you today, and I hope that they serve. Number 1, and this might be a great one to journal on here in Growth Day after I finish this Daily Fire. And that is, I'm curious, where did you learn that pattern of feeling discouraged? A lot of people don't realize that so much of what we feel is a pattern. And it's a pattern that we usually learned through specific experiences and events in our lives or by witnessing it in others. Did you see somebody when you were younger who got discouraged easily, gave up, got in a bad mood, decided not to try, felt down a lot, didn't believe in themselves, lost that sense of optimism or drive because of some life event? Did you see that coping mechanism that someone else had and learn that from them? Because what happens is we have so many role models throughout our lives. Some are good, some are bad, some are just unaware. But often people who find themselves continually feeling discouraged, they learned that from somebody else. They learned that when something doesn't go right, instead of adopting a learning mindset, getting curious, hustling to figure it out, getting excited to engage, being vulnerable enough to share those down, bummed, sad feelings with others, you bottle it up and you just store it away, you stay silent and you stop moving. We learn that stuff from other people. Did you learn to be discouraged from somebody? Or did you learn to be encouraged, even when it's difficult? See, I don't know. I think I had an unfair advantage in this, to be honest. My parents were so incredibly resourceful. I saw them go through every possible difficulty, and yet they had like an optimistic mindset. They were positive. They would work the problem and they would try to improve. And it didn't mean it didn't happen without conflict, frustration, arguments. But ultimately, it was like, okay, let's work our way through this and keep on keeping on. Let's give it a try. Let's do our best in the face of these difficulties. I love that. I think it's so simple. I think it's so elegant. Can you do your best even in the face of difficulties? I also saw my parents debrief and share and vent to one another and to us kids and to friends that, maybe other people would feel was inappropriate, but I saw them socially sharing the difficulties of life, because in doing that, often we find the encouragement of others. We are social beings, and people's responses to us can make us feel heard and encouraged. And I would say some people encouraged them. Some people, didn't want to listen to it. But I guess I had that unfair advantage of seeing a few people cheer my mom on when she was facing a lot of just hatred and bigotry and awful comments. And my dad too, that there were people who cheered him on, even though most people didn't like what he did or didn't like his job. He worked at the DMV, by the way. So I learned from them to face hardship, face mean people with a positive mindset, to keep moving on and not let it be about you. To realize sometimes the way people treat you is about them and the pain that they're in, the frustration that they're in, the hurry that they are in. They don't even see you. They don't even realize the impact on you. Why be discouraged by their actions? Now, again, those are some things that I learned as a pattern. What I didn't learn as a pattern was to mope about. What I didn't learn as a pattern was to hide my feelings. What I didn't learn as a pattern was to pretend everything's great and put on a smiley face. What I learned was, hey, I don't like this. This is a challenge. Do something about it. Do your best. Move through it. Get over it. Get moving. Go. And not get over it in the way people talk about it today. I think the message I got was, don't stew on it forever. Don't get stuck there. It's okay to feel it. Process that. Work through it. Let's talk about it. But you know what? Get up tomorrow. It's a new day. Give your best. Let's keep going. Like I said, I had some unfair advantages in life, and the way my parents worked through those types of days of discouragement, it was almost like every day, it was a new day, new pot of coffee. Here we go, But maybe everybody hadn't had that experience. So did you learn a different pattern when something didn't work out by someone else? Did a parent, a caregiver, a teacher, your first partner, spouse, did they share with you and impact you in such a way that when they coped with something, they got really discouraged and they got stuck there? I really want to make sure I'm emphasizing something to you very clearly. It's okay to be discouraged. But when you get so discouraged, you're stuck there week after week, month after month, year after year, you got to raise your hand and get some help. You got to get some progress each day. You got to recalibrate, which leads to the second idea here. When you feel discouraged, you must find moments to reset, to release some of that tension, to set an intention for what you do want, to adopt a learning mindset, and to make some progress. That whole idea I'll just encapsulate as reset. Okay, you failed in that first inning. Cool. Reset. Second inning is up. Okay, that first sale didn't go so well. Reset. New door, new prospect, different situation. Here we go. Try something new. They said no to you over and over and over. Reset. Adjust with a positive mindset. Change your strategy if needed. Have that smile on your face. Try again. Do a good job. Maybe there'll be a yes. It's all about resetting after discouragement that makes a difference in people's lives. Taking the time to do that. For me, I'm somebody who processes. So many of you know, if I'm feeling discouraged, I will immediately go outside. I'll take a walk. I'll really focus on my breath. I'll walk briskly, just get my body moving, get my breath moving. I'll come back in. I'll open my growth day journal. I'll type out what I'm feeling, how that's impacting me, type out what I really want, type out my next actions to complete by the end of the day. Get at it. It's a reset. Now, you might not do that, but I hope you have a reset routine, something you do when you feel discouraged. Now, again, I'll normalize. It's okay to feel it. Sometimes your coping mechanism, because the discouragement is huge, it means, you know what? You're just going to crash out for the night in front of the TV, take a breather, reset the whole night, wake up, and start again fresh. That's okay. That happens. We all do that. Sometimes the popcorn or the pizza or the wine or whatever is calling, and that just, you know what? The night gets obliterated a little bit of your progress, but you get back at it in the morning, don't you? That's what we got to do here in Growth Day. We got to remind you to enter this new day fresh, clean, ready to go again. Even if yesterday was discouraging, dark, or sucked, that's life. It's those who reset, who really strive, who really gain mastery, who really get the momentum. They're not better than others. They just made a different choice to reset and to keep going. Third, now, this is where my high-performance coaching background comes in, so forgive me if it has a little edge. I just believe when you are discouraged at some point, not only must you adopt that learning mindset to keep going, but I challenge you to adopt the role model mindset. Because your circle of influence, maybe that's your kids, your team, the people at work, guess what? They're seeing your coping mechanism. They're seeing your pattern. They're learning your pattern for how to deal with discouragement. And we don't need more people passing on to the next generation more poor coping mechanisms. That's why we have such a mental health crisis. We're struggling to pass on the knowledge, the wisdom, the competency in dealing with hard times. And that's a frustrating thing. I know many of you feel that way if you've gathered wisdom in life, or you've had great mentors, or you just feel like teaching others and sharing what you've learned. It's hard to see so many people not have the basic emotional skills to cope with life's challenges. And by the way, if that sounds judgmental to you, that was me. That's what got me into personal development. I recognize I was entirely inadequate with the emotional toolkit to deal with life. I didn't know how to be happy. I didn't know how to love. I didn't know how to find my thing. So I studied personal development and philosophy. I studied neuroscience. I studied sociology. I studied everything I could get my hands on about human behavior change because I wanted to change. Notice, it's learning mindset. I also knew that ultimately I wanted my life to mean something and not get stuck forever. I felt like where I came from, if I could quote unquote make it, I might inspire other people. I felt like if I could be the underdog and, be the person who didn't know how to write, but wanted to be a writer and actually wrote a book, that might inspire other people. So sometimes when I was writing that book and I was discouraged, I thought, you know what? No, I'm going to finish this book because other people are going to go one day go, hey, he finished the book. Maybe I can finish my book. Maybe one day they'll see me on a video and think, you know what? He really probably sucked his first couple of videos. Okay, he's not so good right now, but you know what? I bet he got better over time because, geez, the guy's still here 16 years later. Come on, he's still got a terrible haircut. Can you improve a little bit? Well, the truth is, I adopted a role model mindset. I believed that people are watching, and I want to demonstrate persistence and excellence and high performance in my life, not just because it makes me feel better or helps me succeed, and it does, but hopefully it makes me create a positive ripple effect, positive impact with others to go, hey, he's being honest about it. It's hard, but he's still going. He's entering the day fresh and ready to try again. That optimism and that readiness to try and keep going, there's something to that, isn't there? Isn't that why we all come to Growth Day? To not only get the tools here and the software, but get the coaching, the community, the content that encourages us to keep trying again, to keep doing our best, to keep growing and evolving and actually manifesting a higher potential for ourselves, for our future, for our families, for our communities. That's why we're here, to find that encouragement and to tap into that. So if today this could serve as something for that for you, I want to let you know that discouragement is okay. Getting down, getting bummed, that happens. For many of us, that happens, daily or weekly or monthly. The challenge is don't get stuck there. If you get stuck there, ask for help. If you get stuck there, reset. Release that tension or that upset. Let it go. Go for a walk. Move your body. Regenerate your mindset. Regenerate your focus. Choose what your intention is for the end of the day. Get a few things done. Get a little bit of momentum and finish the day and go, you know what? A lot of things didn't go well, but at least I reset and finished a few things under my control. Finished a few things that I wanted to get done. Even if I didn't get 100 done, get 1,000 done, even if nothing's perfect, hey, I moved forward just a little bit on some tiny things, got some wind at my back, going to bed tonight, gonna feel good about it, gonna wake up tomorrow, it's a blank page, it's a new chapter, it's another opportunity, because every day is a great day to grow.